Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome here as we continue on our race weekend from the Homestead-Miami Speedway. The track that in most series is the track that determines the champion. In this series, it's the track that basically determines who's going to be moving on to the track auto club that will determine the champion. It's basically our penultimate race, and it takes place here tonight. 8 playoff drivers in the hunt for 4 spots in the season finale at Auto Club with a championship on the line. Some drivers come into this race in a must-win situation. Some drivers come into this race just needing a consistent run, but only 4 will be moving on to compete for the title. Up at the front, you've got 3 playoff drivers lined up nose to tail on that inside line. A Baranauskas, J Gilbert, and Austin LaPlante. All 3 of these drivers with entirely different scenarios coming into this race. C Ericsson and Chelsea Bowles, Ashlyn Boyd also not too far back, all of them starting up inside of the top 12, which says to me these drivers feel that track position is very important here tonight in order to get those very valuable stage points. The 8 drivers that are still competing for the championship include R Reynolds, C Ericsson, Jordan Anderson, Chelsea Bowles, J Gilbert, A Baranauskas, Austin LaPlante, and Ashlyn Boyd. The scenarios for them? Why don't we give them to you? The points leader is R Reynolds, but he only has a 2-point advantage between himself and C Ericsson, and it's only 3 points back to Jordan Anderson. It is very close there for that points lead. Fourth in the standings, the driver that comes in the critical spot in the points right now, that is the 31 of Chelsea Bowles. She is only 14 points out of the points lead. Only 1 point behind her is J Gilbert, who is 5th in points. Then the gap from Chelsea Bowles on back to the other drivers, it's a total of 9 points separation back to 6th place A Baranauskas, 16 points back to 7th in the standings, Austin LaPlante, and a total of 32 points back to Ashlyn Boyd. For Ashlyn Boyd, I think basically he is in a must-win situation here tonight, or else he's got to accumulate a lot, and I mean a lot, of stage points here this evening. But you cannot feel that because R Reynolds, C Ericsson, and Jordan Anderson are 1st, 2nd, and 3rd in points, that they are in any way safe. Let's go down and get the command, and then I'll fill you in on that situation in just a moment.
Drivers, start your engines!
Command given. Our stages tonight, by the way, are 13, 13, and 15. The gap from 4th place to 1st place, is, as we mentioned, is only 14 points. So R Reynolds is only 14 points ahead of the cut line. C Ericsson is only 12 points ahead of the cut line, and Jordan Anderson is only 11 points ahead of the cut line. Any of those gaps can be made up here tonight with the stage points that can be accumulated during the course of this race. And we've also seen in last night's Tax Layer Truck Series race that wrecks and DNFs can play a huge factor into who's moving on and who is not. 8 drivers trying to get into the final 4. There's another 34 drivers on the racetrack that could care less. They want to go to victory lane here tonight. And again, as we've said all postseason long, if any of our playoff contenders go to victory lane here tonight, it's an automatic ticket into the Final 4, which could make the battle for those final 3 remaining spots even more of a challenge. A Baranauskas comes into this race 9 points behind the cut line. Starts on the pole. C Dollerton alongside, trying to look for his 2nd win of the season. Then it's the defending champ and J Gilbert 3rd as the green flag is out. We're underway here tonight in the Ford EcoBoost 300. Let's roll. At Austin LaPlante. Gonna move to the inside, 3 wide for the top position. He wants to get to the front ASAP so he can get a bonus point for leading the lap here. 16 points behind the cut line. LaPlante came into this race. Undoubtedly one of the strongest cars during the regular season, dominated the point standings. Boy, they are racing pretty hard back there, slipping and sliding a bit there, 3 wide as C Dollerton leads the first lap, and that was a lap under Baranauskas wanted to lead and get a bonus point. So Dollerton denying a couple of playoff drivers that very valuable bonus point for leading a lap here tonight at Homestead. His teammate Madeline Crenshaw into second, but not for long. Matthew Daleo going to go down there, and they are 3 wide back here. Baranauskas way up and out of the groove there in the 2 car. And trouble in the back. Noah Carr's around with Noah Pontzer. Caution will wave for the first time here tonight at Homestead as you're following the 20 of Ashland Boyd, working his way up towards the front, just took 4th place from Dawson Wise. And Chris Dollerton is going to lead us around here to complete our first caution of the evening. Trouble down in turn number 1, and now the big question with this caution, were any of our 8 playoff contenders involved? If so, it could spell the end of their championship hopes, depending on how significant the damage was. Let's look and see who got collected up in it. There's the car I first saw get out of shape. Noah Carr's in the 42. Kyle Keith in the 29 was collected. Noah Pontzer I know got involved. And we're looking at the 46 of Chloe Ericsson, who appears to have a little bit of front-end damage on the 46 Ford Mustang. Coming to pit road, James Shelly coming to pit road, along with Alexander Rowe, Dougie Shears, James Qualls. Looks like 1 playoff contender got involved in this one, and that was the 46 of Ericsson, who came into this race second in the point standings, only 12 points ahead of the cut line. So where does this put her in the championship scenario? We'll have to find out if they're able to continue. As Chris Dollerton paces under caution for the first time tonight, let's see what happened. Look up ahead, they're basically 4 wide there with Ericsson, Pontzer, I think that's James Shelly and Noah Carr's. Initial contact takes place right there. I think Dougie Shears got into the back of Noah Carr's and turned him up the racetrack across the nose of James Shelly 71. Noah Pontzer absolutely nowhere to go. Smoke screen here on the front straightaway. Everybody just trying to find a line and hope it works. Kyle Keith going to have contact right there with Noah Carr's, and that sent him right up into the path of Chloe Ericsson. That was some pretty heavy contact with the front of her number 46. William Brock, you see there, spun as well. And Jordan Anderson did a nice job tiptoeing his way through this wreck. Oh, then there was some more contact further up here with James Qualls and James Shelly along with Alexander Rowe. Let's see what happened here. Yeah, this was everybody that was diving down to the inside line to avoid the first wreck. You got drivers down on the apron. There's no grip there. There's no banking there. You're going so fast, you're going to slide back up the racetrack. And I think it's Rowe that does just that right there. He slides up into Qualls. Shears slides up into Shelly. Shelly's going to go up and hit the outside retaining wall as well. PJ Williams almost slid up into Alexander Rowe. So all these 4, Shelly, Qualls, Shears, and Rowe, all got damage from the follow-up incident of drivers sliding up there in turn number 1. But we're going to have to find out if the 46 is able to continue, because if not, that could put her down into the danger zone of not moving on to the Final 4 next week at Auto Club. Getting ready to go back green. Had a car pull out of line. That was Daniel Olson under pacing here. And he's on pit road. That had all the signs that there's something mechanical going on wrong with the 32 car. I don't know what it is, but Olson is currently sitting on the pit lane. Surprisingly, only 2 cars are behind the wall. The 2 cars that received the most significant damage from that wreck, Kyle Keith in the 29, Noah Carr's in the 42. They'll finish 41st and 42nd here this evening. Chloe Ericsson, they repaired the damage. She's going to restart in 36. Let's find out where our 8 contending drivers in the playoffs are going to restart. Ashland Boyd's the highest. He's going to restart in 5th place. Then you got to go outside the top 10 to find Austin LaPlante restarting in 12th. R Reynolds is 16th. Chelsea Bowles in 20th. A Baranauskas in 21st. Elijah Gilbert back in 25th. And then Jordan Anderson in 31st, and Chloe Ericsson in 36th. Ericsson and Anderson not not where they want to be right now at the tail end of the field. They're going to have to try picking up some spots here as the green flag is back in the air for C Dollerton. Mentioned how this race is almost a must-win for Ashlyn Boyd. Well, he's up inside the top 10. Just got kicked to the high side, though, there in the 20, as he didn't get going. And Angel Navarro was on the gas, and he's passed a couple of cars already before exiting turn number 2. Dollerton might have a challenge for the lead. They might go 3 wide. Navarro sticks it down on the bottom of the racetrack. They're 3 wide, about 2 rows deep here at the front, as Angel Navarro will take the top position down into turn number 1. Dollerton got kicked way up out of the groove. He's going to fall outside the top 5. So Navarro to the lead. Aiden Shepard into second, but for how long? Here comes Joshua Osborne for that spot. And they're going to be 4 wide back here again. Oh, contact, and there goes Ashlyn Boyd. Benny Watson spins as well. Watson saves it. Boyd does not. They're still wrecking. Flickinger is upside down, barrel rolling here in turn 1. Caution out for the second time here tonight. And Navarro's racing back. Some drivers did not yet cross the start-finish line when that yellow flag was waved. And so Reynolds and company, they're racing back, and look out! Oh, this does not look good. Oh, don't pile up, don't pile up, don't pile up, please. Yay. Ooh, what are they doing? What are they doing? I think they got through it. And Navarro's going to come to pit road. The leaders are going to come to pit road with pit lane open this time. Walls has got damaged. Alexander Rose got more damage. Daniel Olson was smoking. Ralph Mason's got damage now. I don't think really any of our playoff contenders got a lot of damage from that. So Ashlyn Boyd got involved there in the 20. He's got maybe some front-end damage, but I think he got away from that relatively unscathed. And that was a great save by Benny Watson as well. A bad day goes worse for Daniel Olson. He's got definite mechanical problems now, and he's out of the race. Now let's follow the 97 of Navarro. He came down pit road as the race leader. Will he leave as the race leader? Doesn't look like it. Aiden Shepard's team with a very fast pit stop. And it looks like he may come off pit road as the leader over Joshua Osborne and A Lagasee, and that will indeed be the case. Dougie Shears, though. Did Shears stay out? There's the 7 off the lead lap. 7's off the lead lap. So he'll probably come to pit road this next time around. So it looks like the race lead will cycle around to Aiden Shepard when we go back green. But for now, let's take a look at a replay. What brought out this, our second caution of the night here at Homestead. And I saw this start to formulate into a 4-wide situation, and 4 wide has not worked yet this weekend off turn number 4. That's Watson down low, then Crenshaw, Boyd, and Dollerton. And then J Jefferson's going to join this as well. And the contact's going to start right there. Crenshaw up into the right rear quarter panel, or left rear quarter panel, I should say, of Ashlyn Boyd. Turns him into Benny Watson. Watch Watson spin the thing around, get it straightened, punch the throttle, continue on. Now right there, that contact with the 20 and the 96 would make me wonder just how bad of damage Ashlyn Boyd's got. And then Flickinger up into Scott Roush, not once but twice. Little contact there as well for the 98 of Carson Gum. And look at the stack up back behind them there. Mason, George, Brock, Williams, Shelly, Rowe, Qualls, and Olson as they all tried to stop. And Flickinger, boy, he went for a wild, wild barrel roll. It's a wonder he didn't barrel roll back down to traffic. Let's see how many times he flips over in that 96 car. First contact, here's the second. That's what flips him over. You can see at the tail end of the field, them all stacking up there. Goes over once, twice, 3, 4, 5. Looks like about 6 times he's going to barrel roll there in turn 1. Right there, the left front tire catches the top of the safer barrier, and I think that's what stopped him from barrel rolling even more. So that's what put us under the caution for the second time here tonight at Homestead. Very early on in the Ford EcoBoost 300. Green flag will come back out on lap 15, and we finished our first stage here under caution, as you can see, and only 2 playoff contenders got stage points here under the completion of the first stage of the evening. R.J. Reynolds will get 6 stage points, and Austin LaPlante gets 3. LaPlante's going to need a lot more than that, but that might help R.J. Reynolds to cushion himself just a little bit between himself and the cut line as he attempts to make it into the final 4. Out of the race, as I hit the wrong key. After that included the cars of Alexander Rose, Z Flickinger, and Daniel Olson. Dougie Shears and William Brock, you see lined up there 1 lap down. Reynolds and LaPlante restarting in the top 10. Ashland Boyd in 16th. We'll have to see if he's up to speed or not after that contact with the 96. Chelsea Bowles, the cut line driver, in 19th. Jordan Anderson's 22nd. Elijah Gilbert in 25th. A Baranauskas started on the pole back in 27th. Chloe Ericsson is back in 29th place. And that's where your 8 playoff drivers are restarting this race on lap 15. We only had 1 caution all race long last night in the Tax Slayer Truck Series race. We're not even halfway through this one, and we've already worked 2 yellow flags. Aiden Shepard to the top position. Last 2 races have been won by a Roush Fenway Racing car, that being Glenn Dewitt, who went back-to-back at Riki and Talladega, making him the first 3-time winner this season. Austin LaPlante has also been to victory lane this season twice. Aiden Shepard's the lone man out of the Roush Fenway camp that has not been to victory lane. Trying to close the deal here tonight. Dougie Shears will go around and he'll get his lap back, so that puts him back on the tail end of the lead lap for the moment. Aiden Shepard about to get reeled in by a fellow rookie, A Lagasee in the 90. We saw that contact between Ashland Boyd, and we got another wreck in the back, and that involves some playoff contenders. I saw R.J. Reynolds and Chloe Ericsson involved in that one. Dougie Shears trying to hang on to keep his lap, to stay on the tail end of the lead lap. Aiden Shepard wants to put him a lap down again before they get to the start-finish line, and A Navarro wants to take the race lead before they get back there. It's like Shears is going to still be a lap down, but who's going to be the race leader when we get to the stripe? It's just barely going to be Aiden Shepard. And this one, I know for absolute certainty, involves some playoff contenders. I saw the 46 of Ericsson, and I saw the 34 of Reynolds involved in this one. It's like James Qualls got caught up in another incident again. Michael Haas. There is Reynolds, there is LaPlante. They both might have been involved. And where's the 46? There's the 46. No significant damage on any of them. Well, there is some pretty good right side damage on Chloe Ericsson. Jordan Anderson back here too. I don't know if he got involved. You got a lot of your playoff contenders back here. Boyd, Gilbert, and Bowles just up ahead as well. Scott Roush coming to pit road along with James Qualls. We'll see what happened here. It may have just been a very long spin down the front straightaway, but I do know that some of the playoff contenders got some damage. It just depends on how significant it was. Third caution of the evening, just getting close to the halfway point here at Homestead. Looked like another 4-wide situation, this time kind of because everyone was blocked up behind the slower lap machine of William Brock. Wow. That was a combination of a couple of things. Chloe Ericsson crowded Michael Haas, but R.J. Reynolds also got very loose off the corner and probably would have come down into the 19 anyway. And you see LaPlante there in the 16. He's up against the wall, and I think he got through that pretty relatively unscathed. Down low was Jordan Anderson making a nice move, along with Phil Parker. And the skid marks that we saw on the front straightaway, I think, were basically in part to the 19 of Michael Haas. Somebody else spun, though. There were some more skid marks further down heading towards turn 1. Did we have another incident further back? No, I don't think we could have. Either that or we had an incident coming to the start-finish line. One or the other, and I'm not certain which one it was. But there's Ericsson. There's LaPlante who got through it, and there's Reynolds who got involved as well. Yeah, we had to have some other wreck take place right there, and I don't know what it was. Let's see if we can find out. I'm pretty certain we had another wreck coming to the caution. Maybe not. No, it goes to those skid marks to only go just past the start-finish line. Alright, so nope, we didn't. That was what brought out the caution. So basically a long spin for Michael Haas. Brought out the yellow flag. Let's go back for the green. Nobody out of the race after that wreck. However, the same two lap machines will have to be dealt with here on this restart. Shears in the 7, Brock in the 62. Shears, we know, is up to speed. He almost was able to get back onto the lead lap, but ended up getting lapped just before they got to the line to take our most recent caution. It's Aiden Shepard out in front. Angel Navarro there in second. Al Lagasee third. Madeline Crenshaw fourth. Glenn Douthitt looking to go for back-to-back wins and win 4 races this season. He's in 5th. Matthew Daleo is 6th. 7th is Patrick Curtis. Benny Watson in 8th. His teammate J Jefferson there in 9th. With Christian Merrick Jr. completing the top 10. None of our 8 playoff contenders are up here near the front inside the top 10 here for this restart. The highest starting playoff driver is going to be all the way back, currently scored in the 19th position, and that's A Baranauskas. And we're going to have about, oh, we got trouble for Patrick Curtis there in the 0. But we're going to have about, 5 laps remaining here in this stage. So if any of those playoff drivers want stage points, they got to get up here towards the front as soon as possible. Not certain what's wrong with the 0 of Patrick Curtis. He was up inside the top 10 for this restart, 2-time winner this season, but it's like something terribly amiss on his Exalta Chevrolet as we've got a change for the lead. Angel Navarro's been very aggressive here tonight, and he's going to move to the top position. I've got my fingers crossed that we've seen our last caution of the evening. However, it's been 3 yellow flags in the first 20 laps of this race. We'll just have to wait and see. And with all of our playoff contenders currently running outside of the top 15, it's very hard to be able to put together a playoff scenario of who currently is in the Final Four and who currently isn't. A couple of drivers now starting to work their way towards the front. I saw the 31 of Chelsea Bowles, and I saw the 55 of Elijah Gilbert. They are starting to make some forward progress. There's Bowles in the 31. Last time by, crossed the line in 12th. Gilbert was 15th. And Chelsea Bowles and Elijah Gilbert came in 4th and 5th in points. They were basically separated at the cut line by 1 point. Chelsea Bowles has got a chance here to maybe get up inside the top 10 before this stage comes to a close. Carson Gum, she just bypassed, and that was for the 9th position. So she is making forward progress and might possibly be the only playoff contender that gets any stage points here at the end of stage 2. Just worked her way by Matthew Daleo. That, I believe, was for 8th place. And now looking for 7th off Glenn Douthitt. She will take that spot. So that 31 car coming to life here as this race progresses on. M McIntire way up top side. Cole Weaver now to the inside of Benny Watson. Good run for the 24 after he got spun out on a turn 4, made a tremendous save, and now he's up inside the top 5. Now a battle here for 4th place as Deaver will take the position. While Al Lagasee trying to catch Angel Navarro, he's to the inside of the lap car of Dougie Shears, who is up to speed. And we just completed stage 2. That will go to Navarro. And Chelsea Bowles was the only playoff driver to get any stage points here at the completion of stage 2, 3 points. Lagasee will now clear Shears, I believe, off turn 4. Now has a deck lid full of the Fastenal Ford Mustang of Aiden Shepard And whoa, look out back there. A little contact maybe between Cole Deaver and Dougie Shears. I don't know if the 7 didn't realize the 15 got that big a run off turn 4. Deaver into 4th place. Right behind him, M McIntire. And now Deaver looking for 2nd place. He'll go to the inside of Aiden Shepard. And it looks like it might be Gardner Racing 1-2, maybe not. M McIntire, thoughts about 3 wide going into turn 1. And he's going to make it stick. Glenn Dewitt right there in the 6 car. Glenn Dewitt tried to win 3 races in a row and become the first driver to ever have 4 wins in a single season in Pizza X Series competition. We have had a driver have 3 wins in a single season before Glenn Dewitt did it this year. That was Matthew Daleo back in season 1. Speaking of Daleo, he's up here towards the front. He's now up in the 7th position looking for 6th place off Cole Deaver. Running right behind his Penske Racing teammate Dawson Wise. Those 2 Ford Mustangs have moved up now to the 5th and 6th positions. Carson Gum there in the 98. Great run there for the Weather Channel Chevrolet. He's now going for 3rd place. And that's from Glenn Dewitt as they're about to catch the 27 of James Qualls. And Navarro going to go up around the outside to make it work. M McIntire does the same, and McIntire got a nice run there out of 2. M McIntire might have thoughts for the race lead. Carson Gum got around, so did Glenn Dewitt. 5th on back having a little bit of difficulty there. They got slowed up a bit by that 27 as the battle for the lead is on. There might have been some contact back there between Dawson Wise and Benny Watson, but they saved it. Out of turn number 4 is McIntire to the bottom of the racetrack, side by side with Angel Navarro. Trying to become the 4th Michael Norman Motorsports driver to go to victory lane this season. Dollerton, Shears, and Crenshaw all have done it already this season. Now that inside line gets held up by William Brock. Navarro's going to power around the outside. He'll keep the race lead. Now Patrick Curtis just up ahead there in the 0, had that mechanical issue on the restart. Navarro makes very quick work of him. McIntire looks to do the same. And now has to set his sights again, regroup, and try and run Navarro back down. While Cole Deaver, Madeline Crenshaw, Carson Gum in a tooth and nail fight for 3rd place. And at the moment, the only playoff driver that's having a good run right now would be Austin LaPlante in the 16. Chelsea Bowles was up there, but she got held up. Back now with A Baranauskas and Elijah Gilbert currently. LaPlante basically in a very, almost in a must-win situation here tonight, and he's currently up inside of the top 10. Can he make some magic happen in these final 7.5 laps? Navarro's been strong though. I don't know if anybody's going to be able to challenge him. McIntire tried, but then the traffic came into play. We'll see if he can do anything here on his own. I don't know if there's any more traffic they'll have to deal with. They got Ralph Mason about maybe straight away ahead. Don't know if he's going to be a factor or not before this race comes to a completion. Alan Crenshaw to the inside of Cole Deaver. That is for the 3rd position, and Crenshaw will take it. So now Michael Norman Motorsports currently in 2nd and 3rd, being bookended by the Gardner Racing cars in 1st and 4th. And Glenn Dewitt with his teammates. They are 5th, 6th, and 7th. Douthitt, Shepard, and LaPlante. Now Deaver going to go back for 3rd position, as it will be 5 laps to go when they hit the stripe. And please, can we finish this race under green? LaPlante has been able to move his way to 7th. Trying to make a last-ditch effort to get into the final 4. Came into this race 16 points behind the cut line. He may get some stage points here at the completion of the 3rd stage if he remains in the top 10, but would it be enough? Top 5 are all nose to tail. Navarro, McIntire, Deaver, Dewitt, and Crenshaw. And they are catching the 99 of Ralph Mason. Someone's got to use that 99 as a pick, and it might have to happen down here into turn 3. Navarro going to look low on the 99. 99 kind of pinched him down there. But Navarro made room, and he's going to take the spot still. And now Deaver got a big run out of 4. He's going to try and pass his teammate for the race lead. Gets to the left rear quarter panel, side by side. Navarro has a win this season at Las Vegas. Deaver looking for his first win since last year. They are dead even down the back straightaway. Crenshaw now into the mix to see which line's going to move. And do it right there. Shepard is right there. McIntire made a bit of an exit as he had trouble getting around Ralph Mason. Here comes Navarro for second on Crenshaw with 2 laps to go. Angel Navarro not only going to get by Crenshaw, now alongside Cole Deaver for the race lead. Navarro takes the spot down into 3. Got some dust kicked up there in turn 4. We're still green though. White flag displayed. 1 more lap around. Navarro trying to hang on. Crenshaw in second. Shepard battling with Deaver for third. Down the back straightaway, can Crenshaw get any kind of a run on Navarro? He's got about a 2-car length lead going into turn 3. Crenshaw's not close enough. Out of turn 4 for the final time is problems for R Reynolds. He's coming to pit road. Checkered flag in the air. Angel Navarro wins his second race of the season tonight here at Homestead. Navarro made the playoffs this season, but got eliminated early. But gets some sweet redemption tonight with his second win of the season. He won at Vegas, and now he wins on the East Coast at Homestead-Miami Speedway. But bigger story, couple of drivers came to pit road in the closing stages. One was R Reynolds. The other one, I think, might have been the 20 of Ashlyn Boyd. I'm not certain. I saw a playoff spoiler on pit road. But it could have huge implications into who's moving on to the next round and who isn't, based on where Reynolds ends up finishing this race, with him coming to pit road when he did. This is going to be interesting. Standings official. And now the question of who moves on. Let's see where our playoff contenders finished this race. LaPlante got 9th. I don't know if that's enough for him to move on into the final 4 or not. Chelsea Bowles was 17th. She might be safe. She might have moved on. Baranauskas finished 18th. I don't know if that's going to be enough. Elijah Gilbert was 20th. If he makes it in, it's just going to be by the skin of his teeth. Jordan Anderson was 25th. He might be okay. I don't know. Ashlyn Boyd was just ahead. Boyd was basically in a must-win situation. I don't think 24th is going to cut it. And the playoff contender that I saw come to pit road ahead of R Reynolds apparently was the 46 of Chloe Ericsson, who came in only 12 points ahead of the cut line, and she finishes 28th out of the race. And R Reynolds also came to pit road and finishes 33rd, and Reynolds was only 14 points ahead of the cut line. This is going to be close, guys. I can't even make a call on who I think the final 4 are going to be. This is going to be super close. If I were to have to make a guess, and this is just an educated guess, I would say possibly Anderson, Bowles, Gilbert, and Ericsson. That's the best guess I can possibly make. Maybe LaPlante would displace Ericsson. I don't know. I cannot tell you. I cannot do the calculations in my head. It's just too close to call. What I can tell you, though, is Angel Navarro was a 2-time winner this season, picking up the win here tonight in the Ford EcoBoost 300. Hope you guys enjoyed tonight's race and hope your head isn't twisted into a pretzel like mine is. If you enjoyed this race, be sure to give us a like, subscribe to become part of the crew today. And now the moment that you guys and myself are all going to be waiting for. These are your rookie points, these are your overall points, and these are your playoff points, showing you who the final four are going to be that will compete for the championship next week at Auto Club. I have no idea who it is. I'm not seeing it right now. You guys are. I'm going to be very interested to do the points here and find out who these final four competitors are going to be. But nonetheless, folks, we still have another final four to determine. That's going to be in tomorrow night's Hershey's Cup Series race. You're not going to want to miss it. But we will see you guys next week at Auto Club to find out who of these four drivers are going to be the Season 3 Pizza X Series champion. Till then, I've been Seth Cole. You've been watching Production NNSCRA, offline racing at its best. Good night from Homestead-Miami.